welcome back to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Kruse. We are broadcasting from a very unique setting. We're literally on Wallowa Lake at the county park, north end of this beautiful lake. It's a moonlit night, and next to me are several kayaks, and they're all lit up. They're glass-bottom kayaks. You can actually see right through them to the bottom of the lake, and with me here are the guides that took us out for a wonderful trip today. That would be Robert Nichols, Tia Nichols, and their son Andy Nichols. Welcome to the show.
Oh, our pleasure.
Hello. Hello.
You three are part of the crew that own Joe Paddle, and this is a new kayak tour company, kayak rental company. It's your first year here at Wallowa Lake. Let's talk a little bit, though, about this really unique Moonlight tour with these glass-bottom lit-up boats. I've never been on anything like this before. Where'd you come up with this idea?
Well, originally we wanted to do a glass-bottom boat ride that could take like 20 people. And that, with some research, ended up being quite out of our reach. And it's kind of a funny story. We learned about glass-bottom kayaks from a pop-up advertisement from doing our research on the glass-bottom boats. And it's about the only thing I've ever had good come from a pop-up ad. It was an ad for a company on Lake Tahoe who does something similar to what we offer. And we were like, well, those are really cool. And that's something that we can actually afford to get a business like that started. And it's been quite an endeavor to get the boats where they are now.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about that because there's lots of companies that have glass-bottom kayaks. However, I have never been in a glass-bottom kayak that is got this festive lighting along the sides, so you can see them a country mile away, folks. And then you've got batteries that power lights that shine right down, all the way down 30, 40 feet to the bottom of the lake. Did you come up with that by yourself in terms of just inventing this, or have you seen this somewhere else?
There are other companies around the world that do lit tours at night, but we're the first that we've ever come across that actually use spotlights to shoot down to the bottom of the lake. And that really opens it up. There's like a 20-25 foot circumference of light around each boat, and you can see down through the bottom, through the sides of the boat, and it just really helps light it up. I think most other folks just kind of use the LED running lights along the sides, which do light up quite a bit, but not quite as well as these spotlights do. And we have an equivalent of about 500 watts of lighting per boat. It's all LED, all runs off of a 12-volt battery, and we charge those with solar power too, which is really cool.
And one thing that really works here is the waters of Wallowa Lake are just so crystal clear that you can see so deep. And you can see detail. Andy, I'm going to ask you a question here. What are the coolest things you like to see when you go kayaking?
I see like fish and so many cool different things, good shaped rocks.
Well, there are a lot of interesting rocks on the bottom here. And folks, I can tell you, there is a very, very healthy population of rainbow trout. You are going to see a ton of rainbow trout during these tours. A lot of them are very nice size. And if you look really carefully, you might even see some of the crawdads in here too. So again, this Moonlit tour, if you've got somebody you want to impress on a date, I would highly recommend this. It's a little over an hour long, and what a romantic setting. But you've got some other evening tours that are kind of cool, and Tia, I understand one of them even involves a sunset picnic.
It does. The sunset picnic tour is for adults only. Nothing against kids. It's just...
You're trying to have a little romance here. I get it.
Yes. So for a date night, for instance, we provide chocolates. We've partnered with Arrowhead Chocolates here in town, and either tea or lemonade and picnic blankets where people can go and watch the sunset over the mountains, the colors change in the sky, and then, enjoy their refreshments and then come back to us when it's time to start the tour, and then we do our hour or so on the water.
Are they having the picnic right here in the county park or somewhere else?
It's right over on the beach area of the county park while we're getting everything set up.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful setting. But wait, there's more, because you have other tours too. What else do you have, Robert?
We do a Wally the Lake Monster expedition. And
Now, let's be honest here, because you told me this story already. You've done one Wally the Lake Monster expedition, and you've really got to tell this story more often when you're on the water, because it's a great story. But briefly, tell our listeners a little bit about Wally the Lake Monster. I think people will be interested in maybe coming on one of these tours.
So the legend of Wally the Lake Monster goes back to the Nez Perce natives, and they had a pretty harsh encounter with the lake monster on the middle of the lake, and I think we'll leave some more details for the tour.
All right, that's more than fair. Suffice it to say, it's a great story, and you're going to be looking really carefully through that glass bottom to see what may lie underneath. Now, in addition to these tours, you also have just plain old kayak rentals. You rent these very stable kayaks out. I'm sure that they've got to be really popular because of the glass bottom. How does that work?
We have a variety of options for our daytime rentals. We offer 2-hour rentals, 4-hour, and 6-hour rentals. They're all booked online or through phone calls. They're all prearranged due to our arrangements with the county park and ODFW.
And one thing I think is important for people to know, whether you're on the tour or whether you're renting a kayak, these are extremely stable. I mean, I would have to really, really work hard, and I'm a klutz, folks, to go ahead and tip myself over in one of these. Have you had anybody do that yet?
Not accidentally.
That's fair. That's more than fair. So the bottom line is, if you want to enjoy a beautiful lake in a really unique way, literally in a glass bottom kayak, very wide, easy to get in and out of, I forgot. There's one more thing. You've got, besides the kayaks, I understand you've got something else people can rent. Tell our listeners about that, Tia.
We have 2 stand-up paddle boards that also have a clear viewing window in them for those who don't want to do the kayak but still want to go out on the lake. They can do the paddleboard. And then we also have a regular canoe for, say, small family of 4 that won't fit in one kayak because it is a tandem kayak. It'll fit 2 adults and 2 small children. So that's another option that we also offer for a family that just wants to take out one thing.
All right, so rent yourself a single kayak, a tandem kayak, a stand-up paddleboard, or make it a family outing for 4 with one of the canoes. Andy, what is your favorite thing to do in terms of all the boats and stand-up paddleboards that you get to play with here?
Probably the stand-up paddle boards.
Are you pretty good at it?
Yeah.
Bet you're a lot better at it than I am. That's why I sit in a kayak instead of standing up on a stand-up paddleboard. But folks, whatever floats your boat or kayak or stand-up paddleboard, the website to go to is Joe Paddle. That's jopaddle.com, joepaddle.com. How late are you going to be offering these tours and offering kayak rentals this season?
Our tours will officially end about mid-September, but if someone wants to come along and they want to brave a cool evening, we can do night tours by appointment after that, and we will be operating our daytime rentals through the end of November.
Well, still plenty of time to go to rent a kayak or go on a tour at beautiful Wallowa Lake. Enjoy the crystal clear waters through the glass bottoms and see what you're going to see, whether it be trout, whether it be crawdads, whether it be really cool rock formations, or maybe, just maybe, Wally the Monster. Thank you so much for a really fun evening tonight and for sharing this with us on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.